Hello everybody, this is Jeremy at FromTheDPAD.com and I'm here to give you a first look at Arma 3 and its current alpha stage. If you guys have been looking over Steam the past couple weeks, you may have noticed that the alpha for Arma 3 went up, I think it was March 5th. And it's also part of this Steam's early access program, which pretty much means you can buy the game in its alpha form, and I mean you pretty much own it. You get to go through the entire development process, and you just kind of ride it out. It's just basically paying to get early access to the game. But anyway, to be honest, I'm not really a fan of Arma itself, the game. I'm more a fan of the mods. I played a lot of DayZ for Arma 2, and I recently got into Wasteland, which is also a Arma 2 mod. It's pretty much the same thing as DayZ, except you essentially just kill each other, build bases. It's more PvP oriented instead of survival oriented. So I'm gonna give you a preview of that, show you the graphics, mess around, show you how things work, show you some of the bugs, and hopefully, if you're a fan, then you can buy it. If not, you can just watch. So it's pretty standard server list. It's pretty much the same as Arma 2's. It does take a little while to load, just because of how many servers there are, and as you can see, I filtered Wasteland in here. Because that's the mod that I'm going to show you. So there's all the servers. Right now, I can tell you that the servers they're better than they were. They've gotten a lot more stable. Unfortunately, many of the servers do not have gear saves. So if you crash or you die, you're going to lose all your gear. But in its current form, it's pretty easy to get gear and get back on your feet and go around and kill each other. So it's not much of a problem yet. Besides that, I mean, there's a couple minor bugs that I'll show you that are kind of just a pain, really. Nothing too big. So let me just pick a server here that I'm pretty familiar with. This will work. Um, so here's the lobby for joining a server. Right here on the left, you'll have Blue 4, Op 4, and Independent. These are basically your three teams. Joining Blue 4 or Op 4 will put you on a team with other players that have joined the same team. So as you can see, there's a couple reds, a couple blues. If you choose to join those teams, you'll actually get put on a team that's already made. If you join independent, however, you're kind of just a lone wolf, and you can team up with really whoever you want. This is the team that I suggest if you have friends, because you can just create a 2 to 3 party or 4 or however big you want party of friends instead of relying on the game to essentially select your allies for you. So right here, I'm going to select independent. So right here, it's pretty much your squads within your team, and as you can see, there's a couple different classes. You could be the medic, repair specialist, rifleman, or marksman. The medic will allow you to heal yourself and your allies to 100%. Otherwise, you can only heal to 75 with med kits. The repair specialist will be able to repair vehicles and helicopters and stuff like that. And I haven't really tested the rifleman or marksman out yet, but I would assume and hope that these two classes are essentially better at shooting. Rifleman probably being closer range and marksman being longer range, but I haven't tested it out, so don't quote me on it. I usually choose medic, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose medic here, hit OK, it's going to load. I guess I can address the hacking issue currently while this is loading. pretty much there's no BattlEye yet, which means there's no hack prevention. It's not really much of an occurrence. I mean, it happens a couple times a day. Of course, it's going to be a pain in the ass, but you can work through it. Once BattlEye gets implemented, it'll be a lot easier to catch the hackers and the scripters and make the gameplay a little bit more enjoyable. Otherwise, it's nothing really to worry about. Uh, like I said, there's no gear save yet, so regardless of if you die to a hacker or lose your connection or the game crashes, you're gonna have to start over anyway, so it's nothing to cry over. So this is the spawn menu. I'm gonna hit random. It'll put me in a random spot on the map. Some stupid error. Okay, so I'm in the game. As you can see, its graphics are just great, and there's already a guy near me. I'm just gonna move away from him right now. But yeah, as you can see, the graphics are really well done. I don't even have I don't even have my graphics. Oh, wow, I don't have my graphics on full right now, just for fraps purposes. But I mean, as you can see on high, they're pretty well done. I ain't gonna kill this guy. Hang on. He's driving away. Okay, so as you can see, I mean, you got your drones, and your basic one knee creep around right here. The cool thing about Arma 3, they implemented a fatigue feature, so if I keep running for a long time, I will eventually run out of breath and I'll have to walk. And if I walk for too long without catching my breath, then I'll just literally go at a snail's pace. I'm going to show you. There's a lot of explosions going on. Sounds like a hacker. Anyway, so as you can see now, I'm in a walk, and this will go on until I stop. And when I stop, I can regain my breath and I can run further. This is going to be a good feature for DayZ. It's going to make it a lot tougher to run from zombies. So I'm really looking forward to that feature being implemented. So yeah, pretty much what you want to do in Wasteland is just collect guns and kill each other. I'm not going to, hunt people down essentially today, but I just kind of wanted to show you, the basics. I will actually go back to town now, that I'm not afraid of dying. As far as the DayZ mod goes, I guess I'll talk about that while I'm running. That is not due out into beta until June, a little bit after June. So I have no idea if it's going to be incorporated into Arma 3 as well as be a standalone, because that's what they're talking about right now, or if the Arma 3 purchasers are going to get some sort of discount or access to the beta. I don't know. But right now, if you really like the survival sandbox genre, I would say that getting Arma 3 and playing Wasteland would be the closest you're going to get to a new DayZ. So that's something you might want to look into. I guess I'll show you the inventory. So the inventory is set up really nice now. You kind of have your basic body, then you have your harness, and you have your bag. Your body can only hold, I mean, look, I'm almost full with one clip. Your harness can carry a lot more, and your backpack obviously the most. And they've also added an easy way to kind of select your weapons. You have your primary on the top, then you have your rocket launcher slot, your pistols, and then all your utilities here at the bottom. So it's a lot more organized than it was in Arma 2, and it looks a lot nicer. So I'm thankful for that. Just walk around here. Now currently in the Wasteland mod, no items spawn inside buildings. It's actually all through vehicles. So the problem is, if you can't find a vehicle, you can't find a weapon. Actually, let me just sit down here for a second. So here's the map. It's pretty small of a map. As you can see, these little gray dots are where you spawn. These crosshairs right here in a weapons cache, that is an objective. Every 5 minutes, one of those will spawn. They have AI on them that will shoot at you if you go near them. They're very good shots. They will kill you if you get really close. They have weapons and rocket launchers and stuff that you can get from the weapons cache there. Or there's crashed helicopters. There's an assortment of objectives that spawn within the game that will force players to kind of swarm to them, and then that creates the PvP combat. There's also these places called the gun store. They'll have a NPC there that sells equipment, ammunition, attachments, really anything you want, but they're very hostile areas because people go there to buy stuff all the time. So that's another cool thing that you can mess around with. A lot of the action really does happen at the objectives in the gun stores. So as you can see, these buildings are really nicely done. Almost all of them you can go into, and you can close the doors, and you can kind of create little bases in here. It's really neat. Of course, the bases won't save because there's no saving utility yet on the servers. Minus like 1 or 2. There's a very small percentage that actually have working gear saves, but there you go. So as for now, I'm just going to kind of show you how to get items out and everything. As you can see, I mean, the graphics are really nice. It's not, at times it's a little laggy, but it's an alpha. I can't really criticize them for not having great optimization yet, because that's probably one of the last things on their list. So here we got the quad bike, and you go inside. Now, this is one of the bugs I want to talk about. If I try to drag this into my inventory, it won't let me. What you have to end up doing is dragging this to the ground tab and then back in your inventory. So we have first aid kits, we have a suppressor that I can't use, we have a handgun suppressor, and we have ammo. So take the ammo out, now we have a gun. Yay. I have no scope, but I'll kind of show you the crosshairs. I mean, it's your standard first-person crosshairs. I don't know. It's the aiming's pretty much like your Call of Duty. If I can do a couple shots here. There's a lot of bullet drop in this game, so it actually is very tough to hit people, and I like that. I don't like it to be very easy to kill each other, especially in a survival sandbox setting. So that's something that's a plus. That's much like Arma 2's. So we got a quad bike. I'll go for a little adventure here and kind of show you some more of the map. The vehicles have very good handling. They roll very easily. They take a lot of damage very easily, but all in all, they're pretty well designed. Better than Arma 2, I'd say. And let me tell you, if you hit something, you are going to take a lot of damage. It's got a pretty good realism factor. I mean, if I hit this rock going 30 miles an hour, I'm probably going to get hurt really bad. So that's another plus about the game. It's a very good realism engine. We'll go across the countryside here. You know, I'll go to the air base. So yeah, I mean, you can see there's not much lag at all. If I run into a player, well, then I'm probably gonna die because I don't have the greatest gear. But really, I'd say Arma 2 right now, I think on Steam is $32, and I mean, you get access to pretty much everything from here on out in the full game when it comes. So I'd say if you're looking for something to do, you're kind of that DayZ fan, you're kind of bored of it, I mean, this is the perfect way to kind of transition into what the new DayZ standalone is going to be. And I mean, even if you're a lover of the original Arma, Arma 2, and the actual gameplay, not the mods, I heard it's pretty good. I haven't tried it out, like I said, I'm not a fan of the actual game, but I like what kind of modding can be done with the engine, so I look forward to more mods like Wasteland and guy. I'm gonna get shot. Here we go, PvP action. Oh, got him. Alright, so, hey, thanks, guy. So what happens here is he's dead now. I can take his items and his gear. And this is a money bag. Now, I can pick up the money, depending on how much he has. I'll get down there in the corner, you can see the $200. That can be used to buy items at the gun shop. Oh boy, this is where I die, because that is a hack vehicle. Yes, it is. And I'm gonna try and kill him. Okay, so I'm dead. So yeah, you're probably like, oh, that's BS about what you said about hackers earlier. Well, I'm sorry, it's just my luck. But yeah, there's the death screen. It's pretty standard. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn again. So I'll take you into first person and kind of show you around. I mean, it's a pretty standard first person. I don't really like playing in it. It's kind of a disadvantage when most people play in third person like this. But I mean, it is what it is. So, I mean, that's pretty much the gist of it. There's not much more that I really have to say. There's updates coming frequently in large chunks that'll kind of improve the gameplay and add more features. I know a lot of servers have been experimenting with changing the actual settings on their servers. A lot of servers have nighttime settings, rain settings, thunderstorms. I mean, the weather in this game is amazing. I can't really. I mean, I could server hop and show you and try and find one that has one, but I mean, it's going to be tough to find one without going to a couple. But just take my word for it. The weather in this game is really, really good. And I mean, as far as the bad things, I mentioned it earlier, there's some stability issues, there's some FPS issues when there's too many people on the servers, but that's mainly due to optimization on their part. I mean, and that bug I showed you with the weapons, it's kind of just more of an annoyance. And of course the hackers, but what are you going to do? It's an alpha without cheat protection. But I would definitely say at its current price, the alpha for Arma 3 is definitely worth picking up if you're into these types of games. And trust me, there's a lot to do. I mean, I haven't showed you pretty much anything with Wasteland besides killing that guy and dying. You can pick up a lot of infrastructure and build bases and build strongholds that you can protect with mines and explosives, and it gets very intense. It'll be a lot better when there's actual gear saves and hives on the server to where your progress will save. But for right now, it's kind of just go in, get some PvP in. I mean, I couldn't play this for 12, 13 hours on end, but it's a nice for a couple hour break and some exciting PvP action. But yeah, that's definitely a hacker. It's a flying car, I believe. But yeah, so that's pretty much my review, or my preview rather. I'll have more information up when I get around to it, when there's more information to have. But pretty much right now, this is pretty good for an alpha, I'm gonna have to admit. I can't say that it's perfect, but I mean it works, and it's not as rocky as I would expect something to be labeled an alpha would be. So I'm gonna give it the thumbs up. I do have my gripes about it, don't get me wrong, but for $30 I can't complain on the quality of it. So hope you enjoyed the review. If you got any questions, you can go to the DPAD, FromTheDPAD.com. Check out this article. You can leave some comments on the bottom. Contact Sharon or Nick, or hit us up on Facebook, whatever you want to do. and I will gladly answer your questions. And if you want me to stream some action during the week or during the upcoming weeks, I will be glad to do that for you. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.